Colton here with a live session of sales and marketing secrets. I usually do this in the form of a podcast, or you'll see sales and marketing secrets on my YouTube channel. For those of you that don't know who I am a serial entrepreneur and passionate business coach, helping realtors and small business owners. And my focus is helping them stay at the cutting edge of technology, marketing, and business growth strategies in general. And to do that, I've created a unique mastermind group called Ren 360, which is a combination of elite level coaching with a whole bunch of well-known coaches involved in the group, combined with education and a whole stack of awesome tools and technology to actually help you deliver against a modern day marketing plan. And I'm excited to say that literally hundreds and hundreds of people are joining Ren 360 every single month. It's starting to take off like crazy. And when I mean by people, majority of them are realtors and loan officers and marketers. And it's been really wild to see the vision come true. So thank you for everyone who's supporting the vision. And I just see the amazing stories that are coming in from the mastermind group. One of the stories that just came in, this part-time realtor, he was averaging about a transaction a month, and he was doing a lot of lead generation, but he was having trouble with lead conversion. So he signed up to the mid-level of Ren 360's service and mastermind group, and he started showing up to the coaching specifically designed around lead conversion, and he was doing scripts and dialogues with one of my lead conversion coaches, Mustafa, who, big shout out to Mustafa. He's absolutely awesome lead conversion coach, and he, within 3 months, started averaging 3 to 5 transactions, and now is going full-time as a realtor. So big shout out, really excited about that, and thank you for everyone's help with that. And these are the stories we're creating at Ren 360. And so today, what I wanted to do was we actually just had a transaction come in. That's what that noise was in the background. So today what I want to do is I wanted to give you guys some unique training for our sales and marketing secrets the live version, if you will, of our podcast where I'm broadcasting live. I wanted to talk about the struggles of lead generation versus lead conversion a little bit here today. And what I have been seeing over the past 10 years is really interesting. The first 10 years, the first part of 10 years of actually getting involved in real estate and running a brokerage, our struggle was more of lead generation, trying to figure out, how to do leads the right way. And because of the internet, because of social media, there's a ton of unbelievable ways to get leads now. And what I'm finding though is particularly the agent that is that doesn't come from a sales and marketing background. Your biggest struggle right now is not necessarily just lead generation, but it's lead conversion. It's understanding the components that go into the elements that go into successfully taking a lead and turning that lead into a relationship, and that relationship into a booked appointment, and eventually a contract and closed transaction. And what's interesting is that anything you do in life and in business, there's a saying that Tony Robbins says that success leaves clues. So when I first was going through this struggle, I studied the top people like Barry Jenkins or, the Dale Archicks of the world. So like the big names that I knew that had mastered lead conversion. And I started studying their patterns, and I just said to myself, if I just do what they do, I'm going to eventually get the results that they're getting. And so I want to submit that to you. I want to submit to you that in this kind of series that I'm doing on lead conversion, there's a specific pattern that you got to pay attention to. And if you simply just focus on modeling and implementing what you're learning from those who are successful, you can change your life in a year. Because that's what it did for me. Is I took the patterns and I plugged them into my business, and it changed my life. And now I've developed my own kind of version called the Sales Acceleration Blueprint. And for those of you watching this, if you want a copy of my Sales Acceleration Blueprint, which helps you install an entire selling system in your business, you can get a copy of that. But today, for today's conversation around lead conversion, I'm going to talk about it from a different angle. Because a lot of it is mindset. Lead conversion comes down to mindset. So in our community, we call ourselves the Renegades. The Renegades think differently. So I'm going to frame this out into like what an average realtor or loan officer, how they think, and what top professionals, how they think, or people that think like CEOs, how they think. The first one when it comes to leads. The first one is the average person when it comes to lead generation sees these people or sees these human beings as nothing more than a name and a number that entered in their information, and that's it. And what they'll do is they'll call the lead once or twice, and they'll say it's a bad lead or it's a good lead. Where the CEO mindset, the person that understands the long term, that thinks long term, what we call the renegades, or a renegade, they look at that differently. They say, this is an opportunity to develop a relationship, and if I use the combination of the proper digital marketing techniques and sales techniques, I should never be blaming any third-party lead generation company as long as they're delivering what they said they were going to deliver. And I need to focus my attention on nurturing and actually creating a relationship with these people. And it's really hard to do sometimes one-on-one, but we have technology now. So that's the first thing. It's the mindset. And unless you have that mindset shift, I promise you it's going to be very hard for you to ever hit your sales goal in today's world of digital marketing and lead generation. Because the reality of lead conversion is it's a step-by-step process, just like anything else that we do. There's a first step of building a rapport, right? And if we're not willing to build rapport with the leads that or take the time to figure out talk tracks and get the talk tracks and understand the talk tracks that we need to put in place to make sure that we're having the conversation based on their pain and motivation, okay, then we're never going to get to the next step, going from building rapport to have an opportunity to talk to them so we can build value on our services. And so the biggest problem that I see right now is there's a major gap between the lead being generated and the first step of the sales process, and that's learning how to have the right conversation with the lead so that way you can even get an appointment. So my message here today is focus on the scripts and dialogues that you need to do to start having a great 30 seconds in your sales pitch when you're prospecting, when you're following up with those leads. Because the reality is that if you don't have a growth mindset and you don't understand and appreciate the importance of building rapport, that they're not going to want to just all of a sudden want to work with you, then you're never going to go out of the way to mastering the art and science of your first 30 seconds. My mentor called this the stadium pitch. And so me, after making hundreds of thousands of calls, I used to focus all my time learning how to close. That was my biggest mistake. Once I realized that I need to be spending my time on the beginning and spending my time on getting really good at opening the door. Because if I can't open enough doors, I can't close any. Right? So my message for you today in this first segment I'm doing in this live version of the Sales and Marketing Secrets podcast is to stop focusing on the end result of wanting the transaction and then calling all of these leads crappy because they're not ready to do a transaction, and focus on getting really good at piquing interest and getting your foot in the door and building rapport. Because if you can do that part with enough people, even if you're not as good as at everything else, but you can get in the door with enough people, the numbers will play themselves out and it'll be into your benefit. But you'll also have better quality relationships. You'll have people that blow you off less. And there's a whole bunch of chain reaction of events that happen because you've gotten good at the skill of building rapport. And that's how a renegade thinks. The renegade doesn't see leads, they see relationships. And so what they do is they focus their skill sets and they develop the skill sets and the systems, the people, process, tools to work the lead down the pipeline based on where they're at in the sales funnel. And they're developing their skills along the way to go with it. And that's the difference between somebody who's average and somebody who is a cut above, and that's going to crush it in today's modern world of digital marketing and sales. Okay? So I hope this helped you. I'm going to be back. I'm going to try to go live at least once a day with some really cool stuff around sales and marketing. And I have a gift for you guys. So my gift for you is what is called, my 7-step lead conversion scorecard. So when you become a Ren 360 member, you'll have a login to this dashboard here. And there's all sorts of awesome tools. And if you click on this playbook, in this playbook, there's a section here that you can go to called Lead Conversion Secrets. And it walks you through the 7 steps that I teach when it comes to dominating lead conversion, when it comes to getting amazing at building rapport and going through and walking and just getting really good at every part of the sales cycle. And so if you're not a Ren 360 member yet, sign up to the 14-day free trial, and you'll immediately get access to my playbook, the Sales and Marketing Playbook, where I have over 100 pages of gold, including this section on lead conversion, which will change your life. You can see, actually, let me go to the other tab here. So once you click on it, it looks like this. And you can see here how I have laid out a step-by-step process here on how to master lead conversion. So with that, I hope you guys go out and crush it. Isaiah Colton, Ren 360. Thank you for tuning into this live version of Sales and Marketing Secrets, and I will see you everybody very soon.